A very good day to you. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. It's Monday, September 11th. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run. It's been 22 years since terrorists brought down the Twin Towers with 2 commercial jets and crashed another into the Pentagon. A 4th jet crashed into a Pennsylvania field when passengers overpowered the terrorists on board. All passengers perished, along with the thousands of others in the World Trade Center and Pentagon. Elizabeth Miller of the Hudson Valley was 6 years old when her dad, Douglas Miller, died when he rushed into the South Tower in Manhattan as a member of Rescue 5. He was 34 years old. His daughter, now 28, has remembrances of her father from videos and photos taken of the family when she was little. If a message to America came from the deadly attacks, Miller has a personal one.
I think the life lessons that 9/11 maybe taught this entire country was that, just that it's not cliche, but that saying of, like life on this earth is limited. Treat people with kindness. Say goodnight to your loved ones before you go to sleep. Tell them you love them. You just really never know what's going to happen, and that speaks to like any death in general. I think it really taught me that family and people are the most important thing.
Elizabeth Miller is the program director of the September 11th Families for Peaceful Tomorrows. Volunteers in the hamlet of Slade Hill placed more than 150 American flags along several of the area roadways in remembrance of those lost in the September 11th terrorist attacks. Mike Carroll, a local resident who coordinated the effort, said it was a community project with the goal of remembering the thousands who lost their lives that day. We didn't do this for recognition, Carroll said.
There were some people that asked me why I was putting the flags up, and I explained it was to remember 9/11 that day when we lost firemen, police, and neighbors and friends.
September 11th hits close to home for the Carroll family. A cousin was one of the thousands of people who were able to escape the World Trade Center before its collapse. Governor Hochul has signed legislation allowing a number of Orange County municipalities to levy hotel-motel room tax. Senator James Skoufis, who sponsored the bills, says they will take financial weight away from the communities.
These are taxes that visitors from out of town pay when they come and stay in one of these hotel rooms or rent one of these Airbnbs. And for every dollar that we collect from these out-of-towners, that's one less dollar that we've got to collect from local property taxpayers for roads and for garbage and for police, etc.
The new laws will allow room tax collection in the village and town of Goshen, towns of Cornwall and Woodbury, and renew the town of Wallkill's room tax. Each municipality may levy as much as a 5% room tax. More news right after this.
Find over 100 retailers allowing you to spend hours shopping safely at the Galleria at Crystal Run. Enjoy the big brands and the diverse selection of family-owned stores all in one location. The Galleria at Crystal Run offers dining options for everyone with Fuji 110 Grill, Allen's Mediterranean Grill, and Peru Cuisine. Discover the Mid-Hudson Valley's premier shopping, dining, and entertainment destination, the Galleria at Crystal Run. For more information, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or visit GalleriaCrystalRun.com.
Anyone with Spectrum cable TV service in the Hudson Valley must have noticed by now that several channels owned by the Walt Disney Company have been missing since August 31st. The cable provider and Disney have not been able to come to terms on new rates. Governor Kathy Hochul has directed the Department of Public Service to ensure that Spectrum parent company Charter is providing customers with appropriate refunds for any period they cannot access Disney-owned channels during the dispute. It's simple. If you pay your cable bill, you deserve to get the services you pay for, the governor said. She also urged Disney to continue providing its programming under the terms of their prior agreement while negotiations continue. An audit by the State Controller's Office says Dutchess Bosse's officials did not monitor electricity rates to ensure they were at the lowest possible cost, nor did they ensure that invoices for electricity usage were accurate. Had officials monitored those rates and ensured the utility bills are accurate, they may have reduced Bosse's electric supply expenses by almost 50%, or some $172,000 during the 28-month audit period, the state inspectors said. The report found that continued use of an energy service company after the contract expired resulted in Bosse's paying a higher per kilowatt hour rate than if it had contracts with the supplier awarding a new bid through a competitive process or the local utility company, which could have saved Bosse's approximately $85,000 during the July 2021 through October 2022 period. Auditors also found Bosse's did not detect billing discrepancies in the invoices for electricity supplies and paid duplicate charges totaling $87,000. Dutchess County prosecutors will seek the maximum sentence for 35-year-old Jaleel Smith, who was acquitted of attempted murder of a police officer last week, but convicted on several other felonies. Smith has been to prison before after a conviction for criminal possession of a weapon. Last week, the jury returned to Dutchess County Court Judge Edward McLaughlin's courtroom with guilty verdicts on the charges of attempted aggravated assault of a police officer, criminal possession of a weapon, which was a screwdriver Smith stabbed the officer with, and 2 counts of assault, one for each of the 2 City of Poughkeepsie police officers with whom he fought. 2 people walking in a crosswalk near the New Lebanon Speedway on Route 20 in New Lebanon were struck and killed by a vehicle on Saturday. State police say 74-year-old Gary Sheldon and 77-year-old Patricia Platt, both of Clarksburg, Massachusetts, were walking in the crosswalk at around 8:20 p.m. as a 2019 Subaru Crosstrek driven by 36-year-old Erica Florin of Lee, Massachusetts, was driving eastbound on Route 20 when she struck the 2 pedestrians. Both victims were pronounced dead at the scene. The investigation is continuing. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. Let us all remember those who perished on September 11th, 2001. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run. Let us all remember those who perished on September 11th, 2001.